Alright. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Florencio Files where we study the strange and dark arts of the sewer mermaid. Up here in the top right hand side, the red Terran player, this is Florencio. And he is maybe not the best player in the world. He is not a pro gamer. But he has taken the dark arts of torturing his opponents on the ladder to an entirely new level. Very few players have ever really refined the art form of ruining their opponent's experience in the video game as much as this one man has. It's all about cheesing his opponent, doing strategies that rely on surprising them, catching them off guard, things that feel unfair. And man, he really does thrive on his opponent's tears, their sadness. It adds power to him. It allows him to grow in strength. And he's actually going command center first this game. Of course, this is a Terran vs Protoss, by the way. We should introduce his opponent, Lucky Haskins down here. Maybe not so lucky to be facing off against the sewer mermaid. And they're going for an incredibly early gas geyser. Wow. Interesting build order from Lucky Haskins here. It's going to be chrono boosting probes and getting their tech up quite fast. But Florencio looks like he's going to be going for a double expand. So he's going command center up here and he's looking for the corner base at some point in the future. Barracks is now up, probe comes in, and Haskins seeing that quick command center. Usually you can have two different ways to react to. You go, okay, my opponent is being ridiculously greedy. Hey boss, he's being super, ow! Ow! Oh my god, ow, stop it! Oh, the one SCV surround there. That probe just wedged between the SCV and the mineral line going, I'm trying to move up here, but I can't. And turns out, I thought Thors were stupid units when you see one using its anti-air attack to kill an overlord in the middle of a battle. I thought Widowmines were dumb for blowing up their own units. I thought, Banelings were stupid for going and running into a Thor and blowing themselves up on something that they barely scratch. But apparently, the Protoss AI, not that much better. I really thought, the Protoss were coming in with some of that deep mind technology, some of that self-learning AI. But that probe apparently got maybe a little bit of a virus, maybe a little bit gumped up in there, as it was a little bit of a dummy. Stalker's getting chrono boosted out in a second gateway, so Haskins looking like they might want to put some pressure on this early command center. But Flo's already getting an engineering bay up. So I think we're seeing what the opening is here for Florencio, and that is, hey, look, I was greedy. Please come and attack my command center. Oh, by the way, I have a bunker, and I'm going to turn this into a planetary really soon. So Haskins, fortunately for Haskins' sake, is not rallying Stalkers across the map. Is just kind of just chilling for now. And Florencio is going to be building on up to that next step. And oh my god, guys, he made an orbital! He made an orbital! Now, he hasn't actually dropped a mule with it, so you could argue he's not using it as he cancels an SCV there, just so he can afford the planetary sooner. Okay, and then he restarts it. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay, he's gonna, and he's not, okay, he's using it for scans. So he sees a couple gateways, a robo. He does see chrono on the nexus though, which tells him the Protoss player is gonna try and match his economy in this game. Meanwhile, this one Drilly Boy still down here, probably the luckiest out of all the SCVs. I think he's kind of the guy in the forgotten department. He's like, oh, my job's, I just make sure the redundant workflow synergized. Sometimes we work on forward-facing, synergistic actions to take us into the next era of automation. Essentially, this man is a master of buzzwords. He sits in the meeting and people are like, what do you do again, Barry? And he's like, mate, it's a bit above your pay grade. I don't think you'd understand even if I explained it. They're like, no, seriously, Barry, like, what do you do? He's like, well, I've had standing orders to do nothing for 3 years and I'm hoping nobody notices. Please stop asking questions. Please stop. Well, these Stalkers go in there. They go, yeah, nah. Yeah, we're not going to try and fight a planetary in a bunker. Probably not a good idea. And a Robo Bay goes down. So the Protoss players macroing on up here. And honestly, this feels like Florencio is playing like the most defensive early game, right? And the thing is, a lot of Protoss players, they see that CC first, they'll take the bait. But Florencio's, his whole trick isn't working. He's scanning again, and he's like, damn it, this guy's just building probes. You can tell he wants the other guy to attack him, guys. He's got a bunker and a turret on the high ground. He's building more turrets. He's got a bunker and a planetary, but this Protoss just won't take the bait. And Florencio is just sitting there, and I gotta say, his plan's backfiring. He really wanted the Protoss player to attack into him. Instead, he's just building cyclones on one base and not really getting anything done just yet. Now, this is always a bit of a hard problem where you try to bait your opponent into aggression, and then they're like, no, I'm just gonna sit back and build up, because that means you're gonna have to do something to them. And don't get me wrong, Florencio would love to do that, but he doesn't really have the setup for it right now. He's just now taking these gases, so he's going to start working forwards. And oh, he has just hit a supply block here. 5 minutes and 6 seconds. Now, why would I mention 5 minutes and 6 seconds? That's because, guys, I like to play a little game recently when I watch Florencio, and it's called Let's See How Long He's Supply Blocked For. So we'll check back in a little while and see when he notices. It could be 3 or 4 minutes. Remember, this is peak StarCraft play. His opponent, of course, is building shield batteries outside the base for God knows why. Slowly macroing up with what looks like Stalker Colossus style Twilight Council and extra gateways going down as well. And there we go. Okay, the corner base. The famous Florencio natural goes down. By the way, guys, it has been 36 seconds. 30 seconds. Yeah, 40 seconds now. And he has still not built a depot. Oh, he spotted the observer there. Look, there goes its little pervy eyeball rolling across the map. Oh my God, he spotted it, scanned it, blasted it down with his cyclone. Well done, Florencio. Very well done, mate. Now he's going to go for the double starport, guys. He still has not realized he's supply blocked. The command center that he started building 40 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds after he was supply blocked might be the thing that unsupply blocks him. Wait, he's realized! A minute and 8 seconds later, Florencio realizes, does put 4 depots down. A minute and 8 seconds later, these take, what, 21 seconds to build, so that's basically a minute and a half supply block. All right, I actually was kind of guessing it would be a minute 45. So honestly, Florencio once again outperforming me expectations. He says, Pig, you're always criminally underestimating me, playmate. Why have you not learned to respect me? You've watched me crush people's souls. You've watched me take their will to ever queue into the ladder again. Why do you still not believe in my power? Sorry, Florencio. I apologize, mate. I should have learnt me lesson by now. I agree. I agree, mate. You are an absolute monster. You're going to go for Battlecruisers. Okay, so we're finally going to see him. He's been like, dude, this Protoss player won't attack into me at all. So I think what's happened is Florencio's probably played against a big string of really cheesy players on the ladder. And this guy's just not attacking at all. And he's like, damn it, man. All right, fine. We're going to go to the Battlecruisers. We're going to build our way forwards. And of course, once he gets the BCs out, that's where he can really start ping-ponging around between the bases and smashing the opponent. Unfortunately for him, Blink will be ready miles ahead of time, and the Protoss is also taking a third base, so could potentially take an economic lead. Now, we can see Lucky Haskins moving across the map here with the old Stalker Colossus army. Not very good for taking down planetaries. You need immortals for that, and you can't really blink up the ramp either, because you could walk a Colossus and blink up here normally, but bunker turret, even the siege tank in reserve, not to mention the 2 Battlecruisers starting up that'll be out soon. I'm hoping for Lucky Haskins' sake, he just checks for all the expansions and doesn't actually attack into the planetary. Florencio would love you to go in there. He would love you to go in there. Don't do it, Haskins. Don't do it. It's not a good idea, mate. Oh, man. Okay, he does take out the bunker, but now the planetary is there. All those SCVs repairing. He's actually focus firing the SCVs. If he focuses the SCVs with the Colossus, that could be worth it. Trading a few units off for a bunch of SCVs would not be too bad. Doesn't lose too much there. Doesn't throw the army away. And is adding charge behind this. Third base, more probes are on the way as well. And what do we got? 2 Battlecruisers coming on out. So we've got workers going on the other gas also. Got Stalkers coming out in pretty decent numbers. Command Center is going to start to queue up SCVs in the corner though for Florencio and take the gas. And now that he's got his first 2 BCs out, he's even adding a 3rd starport. And he's moved 2 tanks to the low ground. Haskins, you better back off, mate. You ain't going to be busting this natural. Yamato Cannon does start up and the first 2 BCs are here. We're going to go for a divey dive, Florencio. You know we want that divey dive. Okay, so it's been a very slow early game so far in this Florencio files, but I think the action is about to get going because he's got his defense up, he's got his corner base up, he's going to start with a single Reaper, snuck out his base, it's going to go scout, where are these expansions? And his Battlecruisers are trying to float around the map. Unfortunately for him, the Protoss player is looking for corner expansions up here and may actually accidentally run into these Battlecruisers. Now, I don't know if it's enough Stalkers to take out the BCs, neither of them has upgrades. Lucky Haskins does see these BCs. Does he react? The Reaper runs in though, that's distracting him right now, that's killing some probes. And the Battlecruisers teleport away from fighting that into this base. Uh-oh. This Reaper as well, dude. This is a slow pylon. That pylon's not next to the Nexus, so it's a slow warp-in pylon. Haskins with some suboptimal pylon placement finally cleans up the Reaper, but the Battlecruisers are here, and Florencio says, hello! Hello, where'd your probes go? Where'd your probes go, Lucky Haskins? Lucky Haskins says, I'm not having any of it. I'm not playing your fucking games, you dickhead. I'm not playing any of your games. Florencio says, no, seriously though, why didn't you build any probes for your 3rd base, Protoss player? Why have you only got 3 probes there? He goes, you very well know I had more probes than that, you piece of crap. What the hell, man? Florencio right now smiling to himself as he starts his transition. He's got triple factory on the way, and he's still building more BC. So he's getting his Battlecruiser count out. He's going to go into like maybe tanks or something like that to deal with the Stalkers. Interestingly, double Stargate goes down for Haskins, so might go like Void Rays or something. Void Rays, they do kill Battlecruisers pretty quickly, but they get absolutely bopped by Yamato. A Yamato almost completely one-shots them. It leaves them on 10 hit points. So if you just Yamato all the Void Rays, they basically disappear to the Battlecruiser's auto attacks almost instantly. Now the main base a bit oversaturated, third a little under, but the Protoss has still got a pretty decent army up, constantly making sentries as well, so Guardian Shield does help a lot against those Battlecruisers. You can see they do 8 damage a shot, and they shoot like 1 billion times a second, but that Guardian Shield will knock that down to 6 damage a shot, effectively a 25% damage reduction, not to mention 1/1 upgrades. So you add the armor, that's going to take it down to 5 damage a shot. You get +2 armor, it's going to take down to 4 damage. You know, you can see just how bad the Battlecruisers will get if you don't upgrade them. And we know for a fact Florencio does not upgrade his Battlecruisers. He just doesn't do it. He's got an armory. He ain't going to use that. Hells no. Hells no. That's so his Widow Mines are invisible. That's what that's for, as he does start pumping Widow Mines 3 at a time. Battlecruisers poking back in the main. Oh, the Void Ray. Oh my god. Oh. And that's what I'm talking about. Void Ray does get taken down very quickly by Yamato. Both Battlecruisers still alive. Now, a sane person would teleport home at this point. Florencio, this is very dangerous. Oh, as always, he looks for a bit too much. I cannot believe he got out of there. Oh, he had no business keeping that Battlecruiser alive, but it barely teleported home. And all those Stalker projectiles just hit the air right where it was seconds before it went away. So these are the 2 Battlecruisers that have seen combat. The other 2 new recruits, the replacements, are like, whoa, you guys have seen combat? Well, what's it like, man? They're like, well, basically, we just, honestly, like, we just move the joystick around, and then that guy, you know, Gary, in the gunnery section, he just basically just like presses some buttons to shoot the lasers. It's mostly automated. To be fair, we're inside a giant capital ship. It's not even that cool. I guess sometimes, maybe when like enough Stalker hits hit it, it's kind of like in Star Trek where they shake the camera around and the actors are like, whoa, this ship's getting shot, and they all fall over for a moment, but then they get back up and they go, man, half of us are concussed, we're all bloodied and broken and bruised. It's really surprising, after hundreds of years of space combat, we still haven't figured out how to strap ourselves down in our chairs. We still haven't figured that one out. We've still got sharp edges on all the consoles that we keep on bloody hurting ourselves on, and we haven't figured out that maybe, just maybe, strapping ourselves into our chairs at our stations might be a good idea. They're like, nah, usually the gravity works and usually the shields hold up, so we won't need to do that even at combat stations. No need for that. Well, these Battlecruisers, these are from the Caprilu sector, so if they couldn't figure it out in Star Trek, I'm going to go ahead and say StarCraft. A world which is a little more gritty and shit, I think is probably the most eloquent way I could put it. It's not really the sort of world where they're going to have figured out any safety mechanisms. I mean, literally, they take drugs so they can shoot their guns faster. Like, it's not exactly the most bloody humane or intelligent world, is it? Yamato does take down a Void Ray. Now, these Stalkers could easily just blink on these Battlecruisers, right? But right now, Haskins is like, oh, man. And the Battlecruisers are just using this edge as protection. There we go. They blink forward. But he's going to run behind the Planetary. And, the Florencio Chad teleport. The Planetary says, I'll hold them off, boys. You go mess up their economy. The SCVs mass repairing that Planetary. And the Battlecruisers have just annihilated the 3rd mineral line once again. BC's doing so much damage. The Planetary does finally go down. These 1/1 Stalkers trying to fight the BCs, but they're not focus firing. There's not that many of them. If they focus the Red Hit Point 1, they could kill it. But no focus fire for Haskins. And Haskins still trying to pump out Void Rays right now. That does have a decent Stalker count. Could potentially win. 3 probes trying to fight a whole bunch of SCVs. The SCVs are not on attack. They're only repairing. They're like, oh, keep hitting us, bro. It's funny. It tickles. Keep hitting us, bro. Keep hitting us, bro. Keep hitting us, bro. The Battlecruiser's flying to the main base right now. Oh, he's going to take down the Stargates. Oh, look at that. Takes down 1 Stargate. Another Stargate does get out. 1 Void Ray escapes. I actually think the Stalkers are better than the Void Rays because they're a much worse target for Yamato, number 1. Number 2, you can dodge Yamato with Blink. And, oh, the SCVs finally, okay, that's enough. And they do turn and destroy those 3 probes. They drill them down. But as I said, Stalkers can dodge Yamato. Even if they get hit by Yamato, it's a much less valuable unit to be losing. And you've got these upgrades, 1/1 and Blink, which allows you to focus them down. Unfortunately, oh no, you do not want to be blinking into mass Widow Mine. How many Widow Mines is that? 10! There's 10 Widow Mines here, guys. Oh, he blinks his Stalkers forward. He does get 1 Battlecruiser. 1 Widow Mine goes off. That's only a few Stalkers. Where are the rest of the Stalkers? Haskins goes in with just a few units. What was that, Haskins? Stop, mate, stop. Okay, Florencio sends one Battlecruiser back. This base goes down. Haskins has another third base up and has an insane work account, but is probably over-probing right now. 78 probes on 3 base. There's no way you need that many probes. So losing this base definitely hurts. How many gateways are there? 7 gateways only as well. I mean, Haskins still has a way bigger economy, but Florencio does have his 4th base up, replacing, I guess, the 3rd base that already died. So he's still on 3 bases, and they're pretty fresh. Battlecruisers once again going for a Chad teleporter. Whoa! Where did these medevacs come from? Guys, he picked up all of the Widow Mines from the contain. He's boosted them inside the main base, and he says, you can't get back in here to defend. He's just got to defeat this small squad of Void Ray Stalker that's on standby. He's going to float over the Widow Mines. He's literally locked the Protoss' door, so he can say, if you come from outside or inside your base, I'm going to lure you over these Widow Mines, and they're going to do so much damage. Florencio with a genius move there picks up the Widow Mines. I've got to rewind to check that one in a moment. Dude, I love this. This is fun, lol. No skill shit. GG, pussy. Haskins not too happy about Florencio turtling up with planetaries, turrets, tanks, and then just picking him apart with battlecruisers into Widow Mines. Honestly, I think Haskins had a good enough army to clean this up and could have kept expanding. Right? That's enough Stalkers, even taking a few Widow Mine shots. He could have blinked up here and done some stuff for sure. Anyways, let's go back. Watch, where did those medevacs come from? I got to say, when did this happen? Okay, so here's the 4 medevacs. Picks up. He's hidden the medevacs off to the left, and he's like, hey, if we get these 10 Widow Mines on top of your ramp, oh, this would have been, honestly, I wish Haskins pulled back to defend, because if these units here pull back and try to blink up this ramp or something like that, can you imagine the fireworks that happen if a big clump of Stalkers blinks up, all clumped up inside those Widow Mines? Oh, I'm actually like, I feel like I've been a little bit blue-balled here. I've been a bit blue-stalkered. I mean, we did see the Stalker still take some pretty beastly Widow Mines. The Battlecruiser Widow Mine baiting is just, I mean, the Battlecruiser is such a good unit for kiting stuff. But just imagine if it was 20 Blink Stalkers all clumped up. The fireworks would have been absolutely spectacular. Nonetheless, though, picking his opponent apart, and Haskins not too happy about that one. GG, bloody well played, Mr. Florencio. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. A big thanks to all of our supporters on Patreon. A special thanks to Maxan, Modern Totem, and Colonel SC. If you guys want to support the Patreon to go above and beyond, check out the links down below. There's a bunch of new perks available. It's in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next episode of the Florencio Files. Goodbye and good night.